Catfish Season 5 finale. Trey Songz said, "You caught up on your ex still? I can get you past it." Find out.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Johnny! Do that 90s, the 80s. Hey! Oh, put the camera on Kels. Get it, Kels.
All we need is fingerless gloves.
I don't know the words though. I just know the chorus.
Which Kels is actually back too, matter of fact.
Oh, hey!
What's going on? I'm keep dancing. Just because it's our last episode, so we gotta do it right. Season 5, episode 20. Yeah. Hey, what's going on, everybody out there? It is the after show to be tuned into Catfish Season 5, episode 20. We've come to the end of the road, but we have a fantastic show lined up for you. I want to welcome back our co-host Kels, because last week he did, step out because it was his birthday. So one time, happy birthday, Kels, of course, welcome back. But me, myself,
glad to be back.
Thank you, and we always like to have you back. I'm your host, Jimmy V, Twitter and Instagram, Facebook, at Be Your Own Dad. Let me introduce my panel, of course.
Constance Dunn, you can find me at Instagram at Constance Dunn and Twitter, Constance Dunn again.
Boom.
You should know, but just in case you don't,
If you forgot,
it's Chaos J. Kaosj. Chaos J on Twitter. Holla at your boy.
bam, there it is. So, once again, we found a trend in this season that it's always some type of different episode.
Man.
Which is good, because being on this panel for a few seasons now, we found the same thing over and over and over. And I like that they switched it up. In this specific situation here, this episode is called Andrew and Zach. So it's about two guys. One is caught up on their ex. Another one is looking for some type of loving. And that's pretty much what the episode was.
Yeah.
Going into it off jump, I thought this was going to be a situation where everything will work out in the end. Well, that's what it was looking like.
At least that's the direction it was going down. What I thought was cool was that it opens up with the friend. The friend's the one that actually reached out to Nev and Max. Friend was like, "Yo, I think my friend's being catfished. Can
Marion.
you help?" Yeah,
Marion.
exactly.
We all need a Marion in our life.
I'm
She
telling
went
you.
out the way, contacted them, set everything up, then brought him into the situation. So, Marion, if you're watching, I need some help myself,
Yeah.
I got some car
Kudos,
payments.
Marion. You are a true friend.
And sometimes
is.
it's funny when you have that friend. It can be really tough when you have someone who you may be friends with who's lost in the sauce. Take a little Kellyism there, and
you go,
have
yeah.
to be the heavy, and you have to kind of try to break through the sauce and try to inject reason into the scenario. Because sometimes people don't want to hear it, right?
No, you're right. They don't.
Yeah.
And especially, which we've seen in these situations all the time, people don't want to hear it, meaning they don't want to believe it. They
Yeah.
don't want to think it's true
Right.
because they're caught up in the sauce.
Hey man, he really was dating Katy Perry though, for the record. Just in case y'all forgot.
He was
Spencer was all about Katy.
he was not believing anything. No, that song was about me. But that's another show. If you guys haven't seen that after show, go check that out, of course, at AfterBuzzTV.com. So let's dive into this bad boy right here. So Marion reaches out to the Catfish Squad, says she's got a friend who thinks he's being catfished. It's the friend named Andrew. Now, Andrew, he's from North Carolina, moved out to the Bay, looking to start up something, maybe to find somebody, whatever the case is. And he meets Zach on Tinder. Once again, these dating apps, it's not a good look.
No, it's not. It seems like more often than not, we hear more stories about catfishes and even just dates gone bad when it comes to these dating apps. Just meet people in person.
Stop being scared.
Go out. Coffee shops, libraries.
The mall, like we were
mall.
teenagers again or something,
Man.
You remember those days? Friday night, go to the mall, see your girl. Hey,
Hey, my name's Kel Dog, girl. Yeah,
my
it was
name's
Kel Dog.
Jimmy. Let's go to the movies or something,
You know,
right?
like the food court or something.
The food
You wanna
court,
go hang
right?
out?
And you see somebody across the food court, and you're like, "Hello."
Want to go halves on some fries? What the days?
Hey, you meet at the mall, and then your next date is where? At the mall.
Like,
Get there, get your parents to drop you off.
I know, right? Exactly.
so
I'm
sweet.
getting dropped off at 6. Okay, so I get fun times.
I'll be at the Macy's wing.
All right.
I'll be in
What-
front of Claire's.
What about the pickup lines though?
On Tinder?
I mean,
No,
in
in
general.
general.
And
Right.
we've seen a crazy pickup line in this
Hey.
one here. Mr.
Are you spaghetti? Cause
I'd like for you to meet my
balls.
Honestly, is so damn stupid.
It is.
It's
That's
stupid.
one of the corniest cornball lines
know.
of life, but
Really-
you know what? It worked for Andrew.
It's like, but
I guess it did.
Andrew liked it.
I guess
But
it
then
did.
again, you know
But,
what?
all right.
Sometimes everybody likes their little dose of corny. Everybody, because hey, you know what? I've dropped many a corny line in my day. Like, oh my goodness,
guilty.
Kelly, you so crazy.
I'm guilty.
So,
I'm guilty. Now, the interesting thing about that line, because this is what Andrew first told us. He was tired of always meeting people through the app and they go straight to everything sexual,
Right.
whatever the case. He responded to this. That's a somewhat sexual line. He responded to it
Right.
in that same way, the same path that he always goes down.
Yeah.
but while it was a line that had sexual innuendos, it still was a little bit more playful than just, hey, you want to look at my Johnson?
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was just,
Yeah.
it was a lot more subtle and a little more playful. So I think that's what caught his attention. It, you know, had a little wit to it. Cheesy, yes, but you know,
So
as opposed to
basically,
just
yeah.
look at my jump, picture in your face.
Constance, representing the females here, right? If a man sent you, "Are you spaghetti? Because I'd like for you to meet
Done.
my balls."
And
How are you
scene.
responding?
And scene.
And
No
that's
response.
what I'm talking about.
You know, that's the difference.
Blocked.
You know, men with men, they're that community in general. There tends to be a more heavily sexual situation, or maybe more hookup situation. So Andrew is clearly a guy who is looking for a long-term relationship, something with meaning, which is hard to find on Tinder or Grindr
Yes.
or what have you.
Especially
Yeah.
when I guess he's pretty popping on Tinder because he
Yeah.
said he matched up with over 800 people.
Yeah.
So I mean, his
800
options
people
are
was
limited.
Swiping right, like
Swiping
yes.
right, like give me that, right? So it wasn't until a East Coast friend reached out to him to let him know about this Zach character. He was like, "Hey, blah blah blah, give me a call because I got some stuff to tell you." And then this is where the story really starts to pick up. He says, "Zach Miller, blah blah blah. I seen a article. He just got the hottest guy in Maine."
Yeah, sexiest male in Maine.
Sexiest, exactly. Now, lucky he didn't come to Massachusetts because in 2011 I was holding down
Bam.
that title.
You hold the
so
crown.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
I was holding it down.
Did
Good
you
luck.
actually
Good luck
win?
for him.
Did you win something?
Nah, but in my mind I
Oh,
did.
okay.
Okay,
No, that's good. So it's the OYM title of your mind.
damn right it is. You know what? I will go with that. Right. So before Max and Neve even come into the situation here, he already had somewhat of an idea that this Zach Miller, at least the picture, was going around the internet, right?
Right, and that he might not be exactly who he thinks he is.
And the interesting thing was, after speaking with this Zach, he, as we always see in Catfish, he felt like he was falling in love with this guy that he's never spoken on the phone to,
Right.
only through text.
Pictures.
Was there even picture?
Yeah,
well, the
those
picture
ton of
scene.
pictures.
Andrew
Andrew got a ton of pictures from Zach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
CrossFit.
Oh yeah,
Trainer
train-
pictures.
which was all
Out here in
turned
the
out to
sun
be a lie.
sizzling,
When you
laying
get
Sonic
out with his
Alley.
abs all out and
Yeah.
stuff. I'm gonna need you to stop that.
You love them a little more when you see the abs.
Right, exactly.
I'm still trying to find mine.
But
know
yeah,
where
so
they
Nev and Max come to the rescue. Actually, sit down with Andrew, and they go over a few things, and they do the research, of course. And they reach out to this Zach Miller character here, and he actually, well, the best friend responded back first. Best friend, who went by the name of Elizabeth, said, "Oh wow, you know, this isn't the first time this has actually happened to Zach. It's actually happened over 50 times. So Zach is pretty popular.
Yeah.
We can say.
Sexiest
He got the juice.
man, sexiest male in Maine, bro.
In Maine.
In Maine.
All of 300 population.
Yeah.
In
He
got the
Maine.
juice.
When
He
they-
got the juice.
When they connected, did I miss something? Was Zach actually saying, "Well, I'm the sexiest guy in
He
America"?
did. Yeah, I'm all right. He tried to boast, I guess. I don't know.
I was just making sure I got
I'm the
that right.
sexiest guy in
I just
Maine.
want you to know.
Is that-
Sexiest, right here. Hashtag sexiest male in Maine.
Ever since I've been voted sexiest woman on the planet,
know,
I
right?
mean in Dubuque, Iowa.
That's what it pretty much was. So just like we said, they Zach gets in contact with Nev, Max, and Andrew as well, and this is the first time Andrew is actually seeing the person that he thought he was speaking to, and it looked like he was kind of cheating over on the camera, like, oh, that's him, and then he even said, look, I'm the guy that, well, I fell for you, the picture, and the real Zach responded like, okay. So he was kind of shocked, didn't know what to say. There was a little awkwardness. I felt that Andrew kind of still wanted him to say, "Oh, well,
Heck
you know,
yeah.
why not,
Hey,
you know,
let's go get some coffee.
Yeah.
Right.
Did you see the
You
expression?
want to frap?
I could tell.
You want to get frappy with him?
Andrew is easy on the eyes. He is a good-looking man. I could not help but notice that. And when he was looking at Zach Miller, it was because he recognized him. He thinks that's the guy he loves.
the
So
guy, yeah.
naturally, you just go crazy. You know, you see the person.
So come to find out, it actually wasn't the guy. You know,
Yeah.
of course, Nev and
Bummer,
Max are top detectives on the case. They do their research, look up a few numbers, check a few Instagrams, all that good stuff, and they come across someone named John. It was first a fake John. After doing more research, Johnny was the person that they actually found on the records of the phone and all that stuff there. And they decided to get in contact with this John here, right? So apparently John has a little bit of an issue talking on the phone,
Yeah.
only communicates through text, which later on in the episode we find out why. But it pretty much comes down to that he actually confessed to Zach 2 weeks before. He was like, look, man, I've been using your pictures. This has gone too far. I just wanted to let you know. So he came out to Zach, letting him know that I've been doing wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
But-
Because he said that he felt very remorseful and that he wasn't a malicious person. So I believed him.
Yeah.
I believed
I did
him.
too.
The entire time, everything he said, I believed. I mean, there was one of those times where I felt like he was extremely genuine and sincere. He was a little awkward,
A little, yep.
you know, and that's maybe more like he was really awkward. But even still, he was very sincere and
Yeah.
genuine.
And that all comes out towards the end, as I'm not gonna jump too much ahead. So after speaking with the real Zach, and then of course Johnny did tell him and all that, they decide to go to Seaside, California, which
Yeah.
up until this episode, even though I stay out here in Cali, I
Yeah.
never heard of Seaside. I don't know if you guys heard.
I
Is it
haven't
true?
either. I guess it's
No?
up around Monterey, so it's like middle of the state. Beautiful area, by the way.
It looked nice,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah, water, you know,
Yeah.
beaches, all that stuff.
Whatnot.
And whatnot. So they finally go to meet the actual Johnny, who was willing to meet up. That's big,
Yeah.
because a lot of times, which we see, they're kind of resisted.
It's like
I
a
don't know if
lot
I
of
should.
pulling teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I really think you owe it to this person. I really
Right.
think you.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, if you don't,
Man,
you don't cut it out,
You
and
don't
get your
step
butt
up.
to that park.
So, I know, right? Usually the
I mean, it's always park.
always the part. So they actually meet beachside. It looked like somewhere nice, and he's posted up on the rock, waiting there. And it's Johnny. He was actually told him he's actually 24. Reason why he did not want to speak on the phone, because I guess he has real bad anxiety problems, which we come to find out when they first meet Nev and Max. He tells him up front, like, look, give me some time.
Right.
I'm trying to take this all in, you know. I'm trying to.
Yeah, he
Trying to be
suffers from
comfy.
anxiety, which is interesting because it brings me up to a great message we got from a viewer.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
they
yeah.
continue the conversation.
Yeah, continuing the conversation, and actually, if we could get some viewer comments up on the screen here in the studio.
Oh, yeah,
that
one
would-
time for the
wanna hear
engineer.
from my fans.
Yeah.
Peoples.
And we have such a great following. And this viewer sent me such a great message I just wanted to share. Last week I was scatting and riffing and whatnot on different personality disorders, and I was throwing them out there. Narcissism, borderline personality disorder, what have you.
Last week it got deep.
Yeah.
It got deep.
And this viewer brought up such a great point that it's really, really important to emphasize that personality disorders are not one and the same. All very different diagnoses. So let's just say sociopath, radically different than borderline, radically different than other things.
Two different sides.
And since so many people, I think more and more that we know might be suffering from disorders, might be struggling, it always helps to figure out what the differences are and what like a friend or someone you know might be going through. And so I went and did a little Dunn 101, Kellyism, and I checked out this great site on National Alliance on Mental Illness, which is at nami.org. Really great. And there's a big list of different conditions, mental personality issues, even like depression. So you can just click on them, you know, if someone you know is struggling. And there's a little one sheet that kind of gives you an overview. So they're all very, very different. Like I even learned some things about depression because that's a thing that, you know, many people in our lives, maybe ourselves.
Done 101, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right. See, we do the research over here, okay? We put in the work.
But it is really interesting. Like one of the things I learned, which is just a throwing out fun fact, and I urge you guys to just check it out, is actually women experience depression in a different way than men do. Ooh. Which really blew my mind because it's interesting. Like women, according to this, typically experience feelings of sadness, worthlessness, and guilt. Men, on the other hand, very different. Men, on the other hand, are likely to be very tired physically, feel irritable, lose interest in one's pleasurable activities, and have difficulty sleeping. So the symptoms manifest themselves very
Sounds like I've been depressed a few times.
You know what? That makes a whole lot of sense now.
Yeah, like, and it's really interesting because a very, very close male friend of mine had an issue with this, and he kept describing, he's like, I just have a hard time like waking up, I just want to sleep all the time. And that was so different from issues of depression that I've heard that women go through. So in any case, thank you so much to our wonderful viewer who is such a great communicator and just definitely raised my consciousness. And of course I had to check out a few things. So like I mentioned, National Alliance on Mental Illness at nami.org is great. So is also the National Institute of Mental Health, which is at medline+gov. So that's very legit. And it's a great place to learn about a lot of conditions, and we can even learn about ourselves. Because it's not all peaches and cream. Despite
it isn't. And I definitely just learned something today. And again, I told you guys, it's Done 101.
Yes, see, that's what happens when you follow her. You get educated, all right?
You're going to learn something. Now,
you're going to learn today.
Now, I do need to interrupt everyone.
I see you. I see you. Do your thing.
There's a late breaking update. Cece is officially the sexiest human alive.
Shout out to everybody in our comment section at the moment. Do you guys see Marion here?
Yeah, we do.
Actually was featured on this episode. She joined us on the after show. So
Marion
shout out
is
to
the
you out there.
Of
Marion,
your ride or die friend.
You are the realest.
Ladies, you need a friend like Marion on your team.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
A friend indeed is a friend indeed.
Ooh,
and that's
right.
Cece. Cece is such a VIP. She's always joining us, and she says that she's the sexiest woman alive. So human alive.
There you go.
Or yeah, cool.
So let's get right back to this episode here. So I'm so glad we just attacked that whole anxiety and all different
very
types of
different,
things
very
there.
different. Thanks so much.
And now, what's important about Johnny, and I've got also other friends that can relate to this too, is he knows who he is, but those around him doesn't. He hasn't came out to his family yet, so he's pretty much in a dark place where he doesn't have anybody to really relate to,
to really confide in
with, which is why we understand the situation with his ex is so big. That was his first kiss. I'm sure that was the first person to know that he was actually gay, right?
The first person he experienced any kind of, intimacy with.
Yeah. So, which is why we see by the end of the episode here, which is safe to say that Johnny's so stuck up on his ex that he's really not comfortable with anybody else.
Well, not only that, but let's go ahead and just acknowledge that his ex was his first.
Yeah.
And we've all been there where, you know, whether it's from the male side or from the female side, where sometimes for whatever reason, then you later on might find out like they were not that great. But your first they get you.
I know.
They get you wrapped up in the web.
Yeah.
And so that's, I mean, it was no different. But I feel like that's probably another reason why, you know, Andrew kept saying how he was never just, you know, super sexual or even overtly sexual when they would talk.
That makes sense.
Was why I mean, granted, there was that attraction, but he was just like, I want a friend.
That makes sense.
Oh yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah, I'm
How
not
many
looking.
of us have them?
I'm not. And his point, he wasn't looking for someone to be engaged with sexually. Obviously, he just, which we
wanted somebody to talk
actually
to.
find out by the end of the episode. That whole spaghetti pickup line was because he was drunk one night and he was like, "Let me send this out there." But there was nothing of that sort later on in the conversations with Andrew. And he actually admits to the reason why he made the fake profile in the first place.
Yes.
He was trying to get back in contact with his ex.
See, isn't that crazy? And have you guys, because you represent the male perspective, and I've got two of you here, so have you ever had a scenario where you were hung up on a former flame, and then there was someone incredibly beautiful who was really liked you, and you were just like, you couldn't even see them because all you could think of is the person in the past?
Oh yeah, all day.
All day?
Yeah.
All day.
Agree.
Not right now. I'm just saying yes. Yes.
Really? Really?
Yes.
You've just ignored
And
hot women?
oh,
Really? Oh.
it's we cool. We be friends.
Yeah.
We be friends. Oh, you want to go get some Starbucks? That's cool. Yeah. I mean, we gonna go Dutch though. And then you know, then later on you look back like, what was I
hot
thinking?
and she
What
was
did I?
nice. Yeah.
I definitely.
And you, hey, what's up? And they already engaged and got the baby. So I mean,
I want to say I wanted to speak on the things that you do after the breakup. For me, it was so out of my character because after the breakup, we tried to work things out, but the trust was broken. Okay. So I found myself, I was going through her phone. I'm like, this is not Jimmy.
Right.
Whoa,
you got me up, right?
Yeah,
you got me doing
2:00 in the morning with the phone. Like, who's this?
I legit stopped at
this
myself
guy?
like, this is not me, and that's when I knew I got to get out of this because this isn't Jimmy. So once again, people go to certain extents trying to get what they lost back, and that's what we saw in Johnny here.
Right. It's this thing. There's this concept called grasping. You know that feeling? It's called mental grasping, and it's that feeling when something's gone or it's not balanced, it's not real anymore, but you're still kind of grasping onto the past, and you want it to be the way you remember it was, but it's never gonna be that.
Never.
I gotta shout out anybody out there who likes R&B and rap. There's a song by Pretty Ricky called "Make It Like It Was." She just summarized the whole song into that there, and that's actually a great song too as well. So go check that out there. And that is definitely true. And Johnny was so hung up on his ex, which is the crazy thing is because Andrew,
it was to a fault.
Andrew wanted to come in and swing in, be that person, and
Andrew was trying to save him.
Andrew was trying to go to a Giants game. Okay.
I know, and Andrew was cute. Have I mentioned how cute
well, here's
Andrew
the thing
was?
too is that Andrew even said like at one point he would, even though when he met this person before we knew it was Johnny, that he would still be willing to see where things might go.
Yeah.
He was still open to talking to that person because he had already built that connection, which we talked about a dozen times on the show about would you still date that person even though you found out that they're a catfish, because you've got a connection. You can't deny it. But a lot of times, I hate to say it, I feel like the victim and the catfisher, the victim, once they meet it, is like, I'm done.
Yeah, exactly.
You didn't look like what I thought you wanted to look like, and then they want to get out of there. They want to drive.
The drive-by swoop?
Yeah, the drive-by swoop. They like, hey, Nev, get the car. Come on, let's go.
Let's go. And this episode, it was the complete opposite.
Andrew was all about it, and Johnny was just, go ahead and explain, please.
So pretty much Johnny declined, which was crazy because Andrew was like, well, did you still want to go to the game? And then Johnny responded, yeah, but what if he hits me up asking to go? And I'm like, bro, what you doing? You got an opportunity right
wait,
there.
are you serious right now? But didn't he even say, right before that, how, like, he thought they were going and they didn't go? Like, he had gotten stood up.
He said it,
so
yes.
So you got stood up by your ex, which is your ex for a reason. And then you got this specimen of a dude chilling like, yo, let's go see a game.
Yeah. And then
well, what if... Again, that's when you have those blinders on, and that's when you don't realize what you know. That's when you have
what's
beautiful
legit
women
in front of you,
and they're like, "We should really, oh my God, we should hang out." What so crazy? And you're like, "Yeah, well, see, you know, I told my ex I was gonna put these shelves together from IKEA." So,
oh, I have to go take her cat to the vet.
you know, so
you
crazy.
know,
She's like, "Oh, like I got us a spa trip. Like I thought we could, just friends go hang out spa." And you turning it down so you can go build some shelves from IKEA and take a cat to the vet. You don't even like cats. You're allergic to cats. But you gonna take her cat to the vet while she on the date.
Cal's talking that truth.
Isn't that amazing? Also, I loved the way that Andrew asked Johnny to go to the game. It was just very cute and very impromptu. They were drinking some wine, and man, I couldn't believe when Johnny just shut him down and Andrew's face. And
right.
It was just awful. It was.
In that situation, I put myself in Johnny's spot, and I put Andrew as like a beautiful girl. And I legit rejected her to say, I'm waiting on my ex to hit me up. I was just thinking, what am I doing?
Back it up. I'm waiting on my ex to not hit me up.
They right.
Okay,
it's not going to happen.
Here's my thing. If nothing else, okay, cool. We're going to go out on this date. And then if your ex hits you up, then you know what, I'm busy, but hey, maybe we can hang out. If you still have that flame, but you got somebody right here.
Yeah.
Like you literally have a bird in the hand.
Open up your eyes.
And you still trying to go and get the bird in the bush.
Oh, can we talk timing for a second? How many times have you suddenly realized as she's walking away you're falling in love? And she's just like, bye, done.
Deuces. Oh.
That's happened.
Man.
I've had a bad life. Man, I got to get my emotions in check. What's going on?
No, has that happened?
Yes, multiple times. You just saying that now? And I'd be too late. And you know what's funny? All my boys would always say, Jimmy, she's trying to. I'd be like, nah, she's just being nice. And then I think about it like, I just messed up.
And by the time you put all the pieces together, she's already got
on to the next.
Because women it seems like they're like that. Once they're done, they're done.
They're done, yeah. It's
and
like
then
no
the guy
coming back.
wants you, and he's calling you, and he's phoning you, and you have no feelings anymore.
He's texting you heart face emojis with the little hearts in the eyes, and you're just like, oh man, oh, you're so sweet. Okay, I'll talk to you later though.
And it's really funny because talk about the blinder.
It's not funny because I didn't know.
Because it was
But now go talk.
But real quick, shout out to Olivia.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, join in.
We appreciate you watching, and yes, we do keep it real
because we like to break it down as well. But
yeah, we do. It's funny because Andrew and Johnny, I thought that, I don't know whether Andrew was just showing a lot of restraint, but he was so sweet. He never showed any anger towards Johnny. Have you noticed that?
He was very patient.
Johnny just, again, sometimes when they're held to account for what they've done, they seem very light, like, no big deal. I know I've been telling you, I love you for the last 9 years and what we're going to be together. But, it's just,
it's just a thing I did.
I wasn't feeling nice. And, my cat ate my homework.
Right.
But in any case, I thought that Andrew was remarkably restrained. Did you guys notice that?
Yeah.
No, he didn't seem angry.
He was
at all.
No type of negative. He was everything positive.
Yeah.
If anything, towards him.
He's definitely a glass half full kind of guy.
They did say, Max said he's got a big heart, and he definitely does. Because at the end of the day, he even said, I think we should continue on as friends first and then see where it goes there. Instead of him
left
trying
that door open, and I don't have faith in Johnny. After you sat there and put your foot all up in your mouth.
Right.
I don't have faith that he's even gonna even do what he needs to do to keep that door open,
Right.
that possibility. And you know what? That's okay. Everything happens for a reason. I really hope that Andrew finds who he's supposed to find that's equally yoked with him, and that completes his.
But you know what?
His void that's in his heart.
Because it's weird that they were doing, remember, morning texts and night texts? That's pretty heavy, don't you think so?
Yeah.
If you're morning, good morning, gorgeous or handsome.
Because that means that's the first thing you're thinking about when you wake up,
thinking
and the
about
last
you when I
thing you're
wake up in
thinking
the
about when
morning.
you go to bed at night.
It's a very intimate thing. And so Johnny is still confusing to me.
Well, the important
Johnny's
thing.
confused to himself.
Well, the important thing that we learn about Johnny at the end of the episode, which is actually showing some type of progression, is he finally came out to his sister 1 month afterwards. So at least it shows he's doing some type of growing, because there's a lot of stuff that he's got to deal with himself.
Yes,
I think
this is
before
true.
he can step out to the Tinder world once again,
Yeah.
or the dating world.
And
Hopefully
not-
as himself, though.
That's right.
As
No more
Johnny.
fakes.
No more so. And you know what's funny about Johnny is that Johnny was cute. So he
He
was
wasn't
using
bad looking, yeah.
Zax.
He could have
was
used
using
a
Zax.
haircut, but he wasn't bad looking at
He
all.
wasn't-
I'm going to say he could get some people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, he would definitely get a few swipe rights from somebody.
Yeah.
You know,
He's
all my
somebody's cup of tea.
Yeah.
all my boys say when a dude is attractive, they say he can get girls. Yeah. He can get some things.
That's all
yeah.
we're getting for
That's,
a confession.
That's all. Yeah, that's
Okay.
right. That's
That's
all.
it.
So Johnny, you can get some.
You
guys.
get a few swipe rights, bro.
There you go.
Drew, we already know you're getting swipe rights. You're to the tune
Right,
of 800.
Mr. 800 over
It's
there.
probably even skyrocketed since this episode.
After this episode dropped.
And you know what? Johnny actually, he was pretending to be a CrossFit trainer. He could actually be a CrossFit trainer.
How about you could actually just go to the gym and maybe work
Like,
out?
live your fantasy.
Yeah.
You know?
Instead of living it through somebody else.
Yeah, for
Pretty
sure.
much. Yeah.
Good looking guy. I hope the best for Andrew as well. He was really sweet. Very sweet.
Yeah. Cool guy. Cool guy.
I hope the best for both.
Both. That's right.
Obviously, we want some clarity and some, some self-esteem and self-confidence for Johnny, and hopefully everything will go well. He came out to his sister, and if his family watches Catfish, he
They
just
now
came
know.
out to
Yeah, they just came out. And by
know.
the
Now
way,
they know.
you know what I want for you is some fingerless gloves, because when they were playing the DeBarge music at the beginning, our opening was
hey,
DeBarge, which is
hey.
I think 80s.
Jazz hands.
And you did such a great DeBarge impersonation. You had the DeBarge moves down. And you need
you know
some
what? I
fingerless
appreciate
gloves.
that, and I'll take it to the next level. When the show comes back, I will come at least one episode as DeBarge.
Oh.
Hair,
Oh.
gloves, outfit, the whole shebang.
Y'all got something to look forward for season 6.
It's
Yes.
going down.
And you know what? Can you give
Chaos
us,
will be DeBarge.
what did you do for your birthday? Because we did have a little cupcake which resembled
oh,
you
oh
last
yeah,
week.
did you see?
Yeah.
I did see.
So
I was
yeah.
very touched. I appreciated that. I was like, oh. I was like, where'd they get that cupcake from? Why didn't they send it to me?
So we were hoping that you were enjoying Wine, Women, and Song out on your birthday.
I wasn't enjoying wine because I'm not a wine drinker. I have family and friends, and we all hung out, and it was nice.
That's dope.
On my actual birthday, I DJ Vox DJ, shout out.
Hey.
And we had a Vox DJ's mixer, so we were there. We had DJs spinning on the ones and twos. We were looking at a lot of different new lights and equipment that we're getting ready to start using in our events.
Nice.
And so we were just hanging out down in Hermosa,
Nice.
tossing them back and singing and dancing and having a good time. It was literally a party.
Sounds like a good night.
A company party, but it was cool. And then that Friday took it to another level.
Oh.
And hung out in Long Beach, and got it cracking.
So
And that's how
after-
chaos
Yeah.
gets down.
Very, very nice.
Woo.
I have to ask you something.
Uh-oh.
Where was the inspiration for Be Your Own Dad?
Oh, okay, great.
I've wanted to ask you all season. I keep
cool.
forgetting.
Well, I'm glad you did while we are on air, so everybody else knows.
Hello. BYOD.
Hey, got the bands, but yes, I created my own brand called Be Your Own Dad, being I grew up without a father, so I've always used that as a chip on my shoulder to always work hard.
Okay.
So in a sense, I use my negative as my positive.
Nice.
So it's all about turning your negatives into positives to achieve whatever you want. And if you want to check that out, beyourowndad.com. I got the bands. If you go, I will send you one for free.
And you know what's so great about the first time I saw that, Be Your Own Dad?
Yeah.
You can take it, I think, a lot of different ways. Like I thought of Be Your Own Dad, like buck up. Like
Thank you.
every time you just feel like caving or just like, like, come on, just buck up a little bit. Like, be your own dad. Like, you don't have to look for a daddy outside in the world.
No,
That's
or
right.
when you know you're about to do something that you are not supposed to do.
Right, that's a good
Stop
one.
that.
That's
Be your own dad.
Bam.
It has
So,
a lot of applications.
trust me, you guys will see that into the future. But back to Catfish, though. This is it, though. This was our finale
Really?
episode.
It is.
You guys have been a great panel, of course. I mean,
You've been a
I'll be
great
back
host.
next year,
I'll be
next
back.
season. I don't know
I'm
about
not
y'all.
going anywhere.
Y'all gonna come back?
I'll be here.
We gonna be back. I hope
will
everybody
be
who
back
tunes
for
in,
you.
everybody in the comment section, make sure you tune back. We saw with this season, they switched things up, which is what we've said before. They did different scenarios. They kept us on our toes as an audience.
Well, definitely, even with the endings, too. Like, a lot of these episodes, I did not see the way it was going to end. I didn't see that one coming.
Right.
Didn't see this one coming.
Didn't.
I did not think Johnny was going to be able to fit his whole foot in his mouth. But he did.
So I think for predictions, let's give some ideas on what they can do to make season 6 even better. Okay? That sounds good.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
International.
Nice.
Nice, Olivia. Nice.
Nice. Olivia in our comment section just mentioned, as we go into predictions, good timing, Olivia. She said she is originally from Canada, so it'd be cool to see some more international Catfish episodes.
Yes.
MTV better spend some
the
coins.
coins.
Yes, and
That's right.
we
Kick it
enjoy
up a
those as
notch.
well. We always love to see different places.
And look who else we've got.
Andrew. Coming in live, we have Andrew, who was featured on this actual episode. We just got done saying great
The
things.
Andrew.
That says
Yeah.
hi.
Hi,
What a great
Andrew.
experience it was. Thank you
Bam.
for joining in on our after show, Andrew. You are a great guy, man.
Yeah.
Keep it up. We wish you nothing but the best, and I'm
We
glad
definitely
you
hope
joined
you
in.
find that one.
Yes.
I have a feeling, Andrew, you're going to have a lot of attention.
Man.
Yes.
That
You-
800 is about to turn into 1800.
Yeah.
I need you to make sure you don't have a Galaxy Note because I don't want it to explode from all those notifications you're gonna get because they about to be all up in your DMs.
Right. And you know what's so great, since they know a little more about you, people know about you, that you're a very kind of serious guy looking for a serious situation, not perverted pictures sent to your inbox, at least
Yeah.
not at the beginning. And then you are going to have like a high quality type of situation.
That is a gentleman, so please, anyone interested in Andrew, approach him as such.
Yeah,
There
use
you go.
discernment, Andrew.
BYOD, you know better.
And Cece, you are the sexiest human being on the planet. I finally got your joke, so.
There you go. So predictions for season 6. I'm definitely gonna go off of Olivia. Keep the international vibe going.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we're going
We
into
didn't get
season
enough of
6.
that. We're gonna
I
see some
think-
more of that.
I think we should go over to Dubai. I don't know. Give us something as an audience that we don't see every day. Go
Yes,
over to
thank you.
Africa. I don't know. I mean, I
Just
bet there's
somewhere-
catfishes
well,
anywhere.
Oh, there's catfishes happening all over the world, so let's see it. That's what I want to see. MTV's got the coin, so let's spend it.
That's right.
Send Max and Eve on some trips, please.
What you think, Constance?
I think there's going to be a lot of different ways that the technology can be used and abused. We've seen a pretty straightforward type of scenario, but I think as there's more technology, more platforms, more applications, they might be mixing it up.
Such as Snapchat, which has gone large within
Right.
the past year.
Well, hell, you've got Instagram stories now too.
Instagram
so we
stories,
might
too.
see some Instagram stuff. I'm
Facebook
glad to
Live.
know that Andrew's not using Tinder anymore. So,
Smart man.
Good job.
Well, he doesn't need it. They'll be all beating
He
down his
doesn't.
door.
He doesn't. He getting smoke signals, carrier pigeons.
Gosh, he is so good looking. Sorry, I just couldn't. He's got those
I
soft
mean, how do
eyes.
you really feel? I mean, tell us.
But it's the nice voice that
Oh,
now.
shots fired in the comment section here. But of course, if you guys want to continue the conversation, join in on this stream underneath YouTube. Comment, hit us all up on Twitter and Instagram, and listen. Come back for season 6 because we will be here, and we hope to always see you guys. Guys, any last words? We've got a few minutes left
We were catfished.
until till this. Any last words?
That we were catfish, which I think is fitting at the end of Catfish.
Oh, that's funny.
Boom.
That's funny.
Boom.
And I was actually thinking that we were kind of maybe being catfish, but I just went with it, like, you know, fantasia. I just went with it.
It worked.
I went with
was
the
like,
got it.
man, I'm navigating these comments while I'm talking. I'm doing big things.
I
You
just
got us.
believed a picture and a name.
Yep. So
Hey,
we
man.
just got catfish
Yeah.
in our comment section, and it makes sense because we are the catfish after show.
Hey.
So now I know how it feels.
Yeah, never trust a big butt and a smile.
Never. Boop, boop, shh. Shout out to Belle Biv DeBow right there.
I always
all
have
right,
to
guys.
say that.
I am your boy Jimmy V. Thank you for tuning in. Reach out to me on Twitter, Instagram at Be Your Own Dad. Once again, search the app Big Chat. I've got my own show. You can catch me there Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 2 o'clock Pacific time, 5 o'clock Eastern time. Glad to see you soon.
Yep, Constance Dunn, Instagram, Constance Dunn, Twitter. You can find me there. I love hearing from people, so let me know. I always have a lot of communication background. I'm always teaching, doing things, writing books.
Always
so
educating too. So.
if you have a
101.
communication conundrum, reach out. Maybe I can help.
And I'm your man, Chaos J, KAAOSJ. I, too, am joining Jimmy on Bid Chat. I've got my show coming up called The Jump. And right now, I cannot tell you what days it's going to broadcast. But if you follow me on Twitter, I'll let you know. And you can search for me on Bid Chat or on Twitter, KAAOSJ. And it has been a pleasure hosting this after show.
And we will see you guys season 6.
Boom.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.